Alright, so we have officially taken a break from the Andy Barclay era, and now we're getting into the Tiffany era. And I would say the Tiffany era is pretty much Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. One great, unique horror movie, and one shitty horror movie. And honestly, this is the movie that I probably saw the least growing up. I always wonder why.
Even looked at me. Chucky would take care of him. Wouldn't you, Chucky?
But anyways, this is my review on Bride of Chucky. Bride of Chucky is probably the movie that I rewatched the least. My parents didn't really let me watch it. I think anything with Tiffany from the beginning of the movie, they were like, okay, this movie's probably gonna be a little too sexual for me. So yeah, this is a movie I rewatched the least. I always had this kind of little, I wanna say salty, just negative view towards this movie because my parents didn't let me watch it. I always grew up watching the original three and this one because it obviously took a more comedy approach. It always seemed like it wasn't for me, but I decided to rewatch it a couple of days ago. I didn't grow up watching this movie. I didn't like this movie for a long time, and it took me like a few years ago to actually rewatch this movie for the first time in a long time. And I gotta say, yes, I really grew to appreciate this movie. This movie is a unique, very different take on the Child's Play series. And of course, you can tell by just even the title of the name, they completely changed it. It's no longer Child's Play, it's Of Chucky, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. It's a whole new era for Chucky. And of course, this came out at around the time of Scream, so this was the era of just kind of spoof and, in a way, making fun of horror movies within a horror movie. So it has that era, that vibe, that fucking Rob Zombie shit, and I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. It's a great thrill ride. Chucky, as always, Brad Dourif is killing it with these fucking one-liners, his dialogue, it's all amazing. And of course, we got the introduction of Tiffany, played by Jennifer Tilly, who is an amazing welcome to this franchise. I think, you know, within the first 10 minutes, you can tell she is here to stay and she is going to kick some ass right next to Chucky. And of course, we got the new design of Chucky. We got the stitched up design, which I always prefer the original classic design. Of course, that's what I grew up with. Like I said, I wasn't really able to watch this movie a lot, but the stitch up design is also iconic, and it's probably the design that you see most in like t-shirts, posters, and all that stuff, because it looks so unique, it looks badass, it's awesome. I can't deny that. I just prefer the original design better, but this design is also badass. And pretty much where this Chucky takes place is Tiffany brought Chucky back to life, and they don't exactly have the cutest relationship. So when Chucky kills Tiffany and puts her soul into a doll, now they're both screwed and they want to get back into human bodies. So they take a road trip to Charles Lee Ray's pretty much dead body to steal the amulet, which that amulet just came out of nowhere. Don Mancini, he's always kind of just, within the continuity that he's making, he still finds a way to just pull shit out of his ass. But anyways, I like Don Mancini. It's fun seeing it either way. Whatever. We have to watch a movie. We have to make a movie. Let's enjoy it for what it is. And so yeah, now it's pretty much a road trip movie. They have to get from one place to another, and of course they're dolls, so they can't do that, even though they do it in Seed of Chucky, whatever. But yeah, so they pretty much hire pretty much the dumbest love couple that you can ever meet. And I'm talking, these people are just stupid. They are dumb characters. I don't even remember their names. The only reason I know that their last names is the Kincaids is because of Curse of Chucky, when he brings it up in Curse of Chucky about the people that he's been, you know, haunting throughout the years. That's the only reason I remember their names. I just watched this movie a couple of days ago. I don't remember any of their names. I don't care for them. They are just the dumbest teenage love couple that you can ever see in any horror movie. They blame each other for the murders that Chucky and Tiffany are committing throughout the road trip. And, you know, one minute they hate each other, they don't trust each other, the next minute they love each other, they want to get married, they don't want to get married, they think they're going to make it far in like what, like $1,000 or whatever. Just, that's not why we came to see this movie. We came to see this movie for Chucky, and Chucky delivers. I think he does an amazing job throughout the road trip, just trying to find different ways to kill and really just one up Tiffany. And just the dialogue between these two characters is so funny and so ridiculous and just so dumb, but You know, Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif, I think they pull it off. It's hilarious. But honestly, I feel like this is going to be a short review simply because I enjoy this movie. I don't think there's too much to talk about it. It's got a nice gothic atmosphere, which I always appreciate. It's got some funny kills. It's got some funny one-liners. And yeah, Chucky is pretty much the same that he's been throughout the movies. You know, they really kept Chucky consistent with, yes, he, from the start, from the first Child's Play movie, he was a bad guy, but you can always tell he was always a playful bad guy. And in this movie, it's no different. They just kind of focus more on Chucky. This movie focuses more on Chucky than it does the characters. So that's why you get to see more of a comedic side throughout the entire movie, because you really get to see it from Chucky's point of view, and that's always fun to see. But besides that, it's always a movie that's pretty easy to watch. It's a simple road trip movie. It's a simple slasher. It's a simple horror movie. It's fun. Jennifer Tilly kills it. She quickly just brings it to the table and makes her name a stay in the Child's Play franchise. And it's always fun seeing her in, you know, the Cult of Chucky, the Curse of Chucky, and the Chucky series. She did such a phenomenal job that everybody, you know, loved her, and she became a quick fan favorite. I think she did a great job. I enjoy seeing her pretty much whenever she comes in. It's always fun seeing her because you know she's going to get some funny banter with Charles Lee Ray and Chucky. But yeah, I highly recommend going and seeing this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, why not? I mean, if you've been binge watching the Child's Play franchise, this is a must. And it's far better than Seed of Chucky, I'll tell you that. So Don Mancini really tried something new, and I think he pulled it off here. I don't think he pulled it off with the next one, and the next one is something that I am not too excited to talk about. But either way, yeah. Oh, and this is probably the movie that I gotta say, the score wasn't the best, or at least not as memorable as any of the other three. I think the other three really had such a memorable score for that movie. And this movie, I don't even remember what the score is. I don't even know if it has a score. Of course it has a score, but I just don't remember it has a unique score that I actually found intriguing. And that's kind of sad, because the past three movies, they have been pulling it off with an amazing score. But either way, this movie is still a fun, easy watch, and I highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen any of the Chucky movies. And for somebody who preferred the horror movies like I did, and really has had no interest in rewatching Bride of Chucky or Seed of Chucky because of the comedic tone, I say just give Bride of Chucky a rewatch, and I think you'll really enjoy it. But as always, thanks for watching.